Have you ever felt there's a hidden order to the universe? Ancient secrets that, if understood, could unlock your true power? What if I told you that for millennia, a set of 7 profound principles has quietly governed all of reality? Principles whispered in mystery schools, encoded in ancient texts. These aren't just philosophical ideas. They're the master keys to understanding existence, manifestation, and your own limitless potential. This is the wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus, the master of masters. Today, we unlock them all. Forget everything you think you know. By the end of this journey, you won't just understand the 7 Hermetic Principles. You'll begin to see how they actively shape your world every single moment. Prepare to transform your reality. This is the 7 Hermetic Principles explained. And it starts now. Are you ready to awaken? Welcome, seekers of infinite wisdom, to the eternal mind, where ancient truths converge with modern science, and your inner power becomes the catalyst for transformation. I am your guide, the eternal mind, a timeless mentor here to reveal the secrets that govern our universe. Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey into the heart of creation itself as we explore the principle of mentalism, the idea that the all is mind, the universe is mental. Imagine for a moment that every thought you have is not mere background noise, but a potent, creative force that molds your reality. Today, we will unravel this profound mystery by merging the poetic teachings of ancient sages with the latest breakthroughs in quantum physics and neuroscience. By the end of this hour, you will not only understand how your mind forms the very fabric of your world, but also learn how to harness its immense power to manifest your most daring dreams. Let's step boldly into infinite possibility. Segment 1. What the principle means. Mentalism is the very foundation of all creation. At its core, it teaches that the universe is not a random collection of particles, but a grand mental construct, a vast tapestry woven from the fabric of thought. Every atom, every star, and every fleeting moment exists first as an idea, as a vibration in the cosmic mind. Consider this. When you set a goal or dare to dream, you are engaging with the same creative force that birthed the cosmos. Neville Goddard famously said, "Imagination is the very gateway of reality." This means that it isn't the material tools we possess, but the thoughts we nurture that shape our destiny. Likewise, in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill emphasizes that every achievement begins with a clear, unwavering state of mind. Your inner dialogue, the quiet, often unseen conversations in your mind, is the architect of the outer world. Every aspiration and innovation originates as a thought before it takes form. Today, we dive deep into how embracing the power of your mind can transform your life, linking ancient wisdom with modern scientific insights. Segment 2. Ancient Origins and Hermetic Texts. To fully grasp the power of mentalism, we must travel back to the ancient origins of Hermetic wisdom. The Hermetic texts, such as the Kybalion and the Corpus Hermeticum, present mentalism as the cornerstone of the cosmos. These texts reveal that the universe is a living, breathing thought form, a divine idea that manifests in every aspect of creation. Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary sage, proclaimed, "The all is mind. The universe is mental." This was not just poetic language, but a profound insight into the nature of reality. Manly P. Hall, in his exploration of secret teachings, illuminated how ancient mystics understood that our thoughts are interconnected threads in a vast divine web. In these revered texts, mentalism is depicted as a sacred law, a timeless, cosmic principle that predates modern science by millennia. What we think and believe sets in motion the chain of creation, both seen and unseen. Segment 3. Modern Scientific Parallels. Fast forward to the present, and modern science is beginning to echo these ancient insights. In quantum physics, we learn that particles exist in states of probability until they are observed. The observer effect suggests that our very act of observation plays a role in determining reality. This scientific phenomenon mirrors the ancient idea that consciousness is the force that shapes the universe. Neuroscience further supports this notion by showing that our brain is plastic. It can reconfigure itself in response to our thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that by consciously shifting our mental state, we can rewire our brain and change our biochemistry, effectively transforming our lives. Alan Watts captured this beautifully when he said, "We do not come into this world. We come out of it as leaves from a tree." This poetic insight reminds us that we are not separate from the cosmos. We are an intrinsic part of its creative process. When you truly harness this knowledge, you realize that your thoughts are not fleeting or inconsequential. They are powerful forces capable of creating significant changes in both the microscopic and macroscopic realms of existence. Just as the quantum field is influenced by observation, your internal world has a direct impact on your external reality. Segment 4. Insights from spiritual and philosophical thinkers. Throughout history, visionary thinkers have taught us about the transformative power of the mind. Neville Goddard emphasized that imagination creates reality, urging us to view ourselves as active creators of our destiny rather than passive recipients. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, laid out the blueprint for success by showing that all achievement starts with a state of mind. Wallace D. Wattles, in The Science of Getting Rich, reinforced the idea that it is our thoughts that shape our prosperity. Manly P. Hall delved into the esoteric aspects of these teachings, revealing that ancient mystics recognized the mind as the gateway to divine wisdom. Each of these thought leaders challenges us to take full responsibility for our thoughts and use them as tools for profound personal transformation. Their collective wisdom converges on one undeniable truth: your mind is a powerful, creative force. By aligning your thoughts with a higher purpose, you unlock the infinite potential that lies within, allowing you to manifest a reality that reflects your deepest aspirations. Segment 5. Real-world examples and stories. Let me share a few stories that illustrate the profound impact of mentalism. Picture an entrepreneur in South Africa who faced numerous challenges, yet transformed his life by completely changing his thought patterns. He began practicing daily visualization and affirmations, techniques championed by thought leaders like Napoleon Hill. Over time, his inner transformation was mirrored by extraordinary external success. His business thrived, drawing investors and partners who resonated with his renewed vision. In another inspiring case, a young professional overcame deep-seated self-doubt by replacing negative thoughts with empowering beliefs. As she consistently applied the principles of mentalism, she not only achieved remarkable career success, but also experienced a profound increase in personal happiness and fulfillment. These stories are not isolated incidents. They are clear demonstrations of how your inner world serves as the blueprint for your external reality. When you harness the power of your thoughts, you can create a ripple effect that transforms every aspect of your life. Segment 6. Practical step-by-step application. Now, let's translate these insights into practical steps you can take right now to harness the power of mentalism. Step 1. Cultivate mindfulness. Begin each day with 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and observe your thoughts without judgment. This practice will help you become aware of your default thought patterns. Step 2. Visualization practice. Dedicate 5 minutes to vividly visualize your goals. Imagine every detail, the emotions, the environment, and the outcomes as if they're already real. This technique is key to programming your subconscious mind. Step 3. Positive affirmations. Write down 10 powerful affirmations. Repeat these aloud or silently each morning. For example, say, "I am the architect of my destiny. My mind creates my reality, and I possess infinite creative power." These affirmations will rewire your thought processes. Step 4. Journaling. At the end of each day, spend 10 minutes journaling your thoughts, successes, and areas for growth. This reflection reinforces the understanding that your inner state shapes your outer reality. Step 5. Intentional learning. Integrate insights from your favorite thought leaders. Revisit a chapter from Think and Grow Rich, or listen to a lecture by Neville Goddard daily, and then apply one key idea in your life. By following these steps, you establish a daily routine that transforms your mindset and sets the stage for tangible success. Always remember, the transformation begins within. Segment 7. Myths, misconceptions, and deep symbolism. Despite its profound potential, the concept of mentalism is often misunderstood. One common myth is that our thoughts alone can solve every problem. While our thoughts are indeed powerful, they must be aligned with consistent, intentional action. Another misconception is that mentalism requires us to ignore the physical world. In reality, it teaches us that our inner state directly influences our outer environment. Deep symbolism is inherent in mentalism. Consider the infinity symbol. It represents not just endlessness, but the limitless capacity of the human mind. When ancient texts proclaim, "The all is mind," they invite us to view our thoughts as seeds of creation, capable of endless growth and transformation. Understanding these myths and symbols allows us to harness mentalism with clarity and purpose, avoiding unrealistic expectations. Segment 8. Guided meditation / mental visualization. Now, I invite you to join me in a guided meditation designed to activate the power of mentalism. Find a comfortable, quiet space and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Picture a vast, endless sky, the deep blue of the cosmos, glittering with shimmering stars. With every breath, feel yourself connecting more deeply with this infinite expanse. Visualize an elegant infinity symbol before you, glowing in deep blue and gold. As you focus on this symbol, see it transform slowly into a network of luminous neural pathways, reflecting the intricate workings of your own mind. Silently, repeat these words: "I am the creator of my reality. My thoughts are seeds of infinite potential." Let these words resonate deeply within you. Feel a warm, gentle glow emanate from your mind, spreading through your entire body. This light represents your inner power, ever present, always available. Stay in this calm, creative space for a few moments longer, embracing the transformative energy that flows within you. When you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to your surroundings, carrying with you the sense of infinite possibility and creative energy. Segment 9. Inspirational outro and call to action. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey into the principle of mentalism. Remember, the power to create your reality lies within your mind. Every thought you nurture is a seed waiting to blossom into a magnificent reality. If today's episode resonated with you, please subscribe to The Eternal Mind, like this episode, and share it with anyone ready to unlock their infinite potential. Leave a comment below with the word infinite to let us know you're on this path of transformation. For more insights on ancient wisdom, modern science, and strategies for self-mastery, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you're ready for a deeper dive, join our exclusive community where we explore these mysteries together. As you step into your day, remember, your mind is the key to the universe. Embrace it, master it, and create the life you've always dreamed of. Until next time, keep expanding, keep manifesting, and keep transforming your reality. This is the Eternal Mind signing off. Welcome to the Eternal Mind, where we explore the ancient laws, modern truths, and inner codes that shape your reality. If you're new here, you're not just listening, you're awakening. And if you've been walking this path for a while, welcome home. Today, we're going to explore one of the most profound and misunderstood truths in all of spiritual science, the principle of correspondence. You probably heard the quote, "As above, so below. As within, so without." But what does it really mean? Is it a poetic metaphor? Or is it a literal law of existence? In the next hour, we'll explore this principle through ancient wisdom, cutting-edge science, and transformative application. Because once you understand this, you won't just see the world differently. You'll experience yourself differently. Segment 2, what the principle means. Let's begin with the essence. The principle of correspondence tells us this. Reality reflects itself in layers. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm. The inner world reflects the outer world. What you think and feel on the inside becomes what you see and experience on the outside. It's not symbolic. It's structural. Your life is a mirror. This is not philosophy. This is mechanism. The way you treat yourself is the way others begin to treat you. The way you feel about money, love, health becomes the way those things show up in your life. Reality doesn't lie. It's always showing you who you are inside, even if you're not aware of it yet. Segment 3, Ancient Origins and Hermetic Texts. This principle traces back to Hermes Trismegistus, the mystical Egyptian Greek philosopher behind the Hermetic texts. In the Kybalion, it says, "As above, so below, as below, so above. To know one is to know the other." This was not just spiritual metaphor. This was alchemical instruction. The Hermetics believed the universe was one unified field, and every layer of that field contained the pattern of the whole. The way stars form in galaxies mirrors the way electrons orbit atoms. The shape of a seashell echoes the curve of the Milky Way. The spiral of the pine cone reflects the spiral of DNA. This isn't coincidence. This is correspondence. To study one layer of existence is to understand all of them. And the most direct layer you can study is your own mind. Segment 4, Modern Science and Quantum Physics. Now let's bridge the ancient with the modern. In quantum physics, we find the observer effect. Particles behave differently based on whether or not they're being observed. This isn't theory. It's been tested again and again. Your attention, your consciousness, interacts with matter. Dr. Joe Dispenza puts it like this. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And energy flows where attention goes. Your focus isn't passive. It's creative. In neuroscience, we see neuroplasticity. The brain literally reshapes itself based on repeated thought and emotion. Your inner state is reprogramming your outer behavior, and therefore, your life. This is correspondence at the level of biology. Segment 5, Insights from Modern Thinkers. Neville Goddard. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Wallace D. Wattles. To think what you want to think is to think truth, regardless of appearances. Napoleon Hill. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. These men weren't repeating motivational quotes. They were describing a vibrational structure of consciousness, an inner blueprint that corresponds with external form. If you identify as poor, unloved, weak, the world reflects those identities back to you. But if you shift into wealth, love, power, not just mentally, but emotionally, the world reflects that too. Segment 6, Real-World Examples and Stories. Let's go deeper. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a bad mood, people react to you differently? Doors close. Traffic gets worse. Conversations get shorter. And on days where you feel light, grateful, and open, the world seems to respond with smiles, flow, and ease. That's not coincidence. That's correspondence. Or take someone who constantly feels unworthy of love. They unconsciously repel healthy partners or attract emotionally unavailable ones over and over again. Why? Because the external world is reflecting the dominant internal vibration. The mirror doesn't lie, but the mirror can be reprogrammed. Segment 7. Practical tools to apply the principle. 1. Self-awareness audit. Each morning ask, what is life reflecting back to me? Your mood, your energy, your reality, they're all feedback. 2. Identity recode. Replace limiting self-concepts with empowering ones. I am not enough becomes, I am expanding into power. Write it, speak it, feel it. 3. Environmental alignment. Clean your space. Design your surroundings to reflect your higher self. Your room, your schedule, your language should all match the reality you're calling in. 4. Thought equals form. If your outer world is off, check the quality of your inner dialogue, because the universe can only give you what your mind believes is possible. Segment 8. Myths and symbolism. Here's what this principle is not. It's not instant karma. It's not punishment or reward. It's simply reflection. If you see something you don't like, don't fight the mirror. Adjust what it's reflecting. The myth of Narcissus, who fell in love with his reflection, was never about vanity. It was about being unaware that what he saw was himself. We live in that same story. We chase shadows, argue with reflections, and never look at the projector. But the moment you do, your power returns. Segment 9. Guided mental reframe. Let's do this together. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Feel your body settle. Feel your mind quiet. Now imagine a mirror in front of you. But instead of your face, this mirror shows your life. What do you see? Now gently ask, what part of this reflection is mine? What belief is creating this result? What can I shift inside me to align with what I desire? Now picture that reflection changing. Smile at it. Feel it becoming real. Feel it already being true now. Breathe in again. And when you're ready, come back. You just started the process of conscious alignment. Sigmund des Inspirational Outro. Your life is not random. It's reflective. What you believe, you receive. What you are, you attract. This is not mysticism. It is design. And once you understand the principle of correspondence, you stop reacting and start creating. If you found truth in this message, share it with someone who's ready to remember who they are. And if you're ready for deeper insight, subscribe to the Eternal Mind. This is just the beginning. In our next episode, we'll explore the principle of vibration and why your frequency is your future. Until then, walk with awareness, speak with alignment, and remember, as within, so without. Welcome to the Eternal Mind, where ancient law, quantum truth, and inner transformation collide. If this is your first time here, this is not entertainment. This is activation. And if you've been walking with us, welcome back. You already know. Today, we explore the principle of vibration, the third Hermetic law. It states, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. What does this mean for you? Everything. Because this law reveals that your state of being, your vibration, is the source code of your reality. And once you know how to tune it, you stop reacting and start radiating. Let's begin. Segment 1. The Law Explained. What is vibration? The Hermetic Principle of vibration teaches us that nothing in the universe is still. Even what appears solid is vibrating at an atomic level. Your thoughts? Vibration. Your emotions? Vibration. Your identity? A pattern of frequencies held in form by repetition. Reality is not fixed. It is a response. And what you're experiencing now is a reflection of your dominant vibration. Not your desires, not your affirmations, but your energetic state, moment by moment. To change your life, you don't force outcomes. You shift frequencies. Segment 2, Ancient Origins, the Kybalion and Hermetic Wisdom. The Kybalion, a foundational Hermetic text, teaches, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. In this truth, we find a secret of all form. From ancient Egyptian mystery schools to Greek philosophy, vibration was known to be the heartbeat of matter. The priests of Hermopolis believed that sound, vibration, was the mechanism through which the universe was spoken into being, not with force, but with frequency. To speak was to shape, to think was to mold, to feel was to generate form. And now, thousands of years later, science is catching up. Segment 3, Modern Parallels, Quantum Science and Energy. In quantum physics, it's been proven, particles don't exist as static points. They exist as probability waves until observed, until vibrated. This means reality is not built from things. It's built from waves, from energy, from vibration. Dr. Joe Dispenza puts it clearly. Your personality creates your personal reality. And your personality is a product of your thoughts, your behaviors, and your emotions, all of which are vibrational. Neuroscience confirms. Thought patterns form neural pathways. Emotions trigger chemical cocktails. And repetition makes them magnetic. You don't just have energy. You are energy broadcasting constantly, tuning into outcomes, tuning out of others. The world doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you are. Segment 4, The Teachers Who Whispered This Truth. Neville Goddard said, feeling is the secret, because your emotional vibration is what the subconscious obeys. Napoleon Hill wrote, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But the belief he spoke of wasn't surface level. It was emotional resonance. Wallace D. Wattles taught, you must act and think in a certain way. And that way is vibrational alignment, not blind action. Manly P. Hall explained that the ancients used music and mantra to vibrate temples into alignment with celestial bodies. Because the wise knew, vibration is not a result, it is the cause. Segment 5, Practical Transmutation, how to shift your frequency. Let's move from theory to transformation. Here are tools to begin shifting your vibration now. 1. Inner stillness equals frequency reset. Before you shift anything, go silent. Breath. No thought, just space. Because cluttered thought equals scattered frequency. 2. Emotional check-in. Ask, what am I feeling? Where is it in my body? What's the belief behind it? Awareness alone shifts the signal. 3. Identity upgrade equals new default. Write down who you want to become. Then ask, what would that version of me feel right now? Practice being that vibration, not chasing it. 4. Energy rituals. Sound, movement, breath. These aren't new age tricks. They are ancient tuning tools. 5 minutes of breathwork shifts more than 5 hours of worrying. Segment 6, Real-World Mirrors. You've lived this. Have you ever walked into a room and felt tension without anyone speaking? That's frequency. Or noticed that when you feel centered, everything flows? That's vibration. The person who attracts chaos often radiates internal chaos. The one who attracts peace is carrying it within them. Vibration is not about being positive. It's about being authentic, aligned, and aware of your state. Segment 7, Myths and Misunderstandings. Myth, Vibration means being happy all the time. Truth. Vibration is not just emotion. It's consistency of state. Myth. You must be high vibe to manifest. Truth. You must be in alignment, not just intensity. Myth. External things raise vibration. Truth. External things reflect vibration. Everything you need to tune already lives in you. Segment 8. Guided energy activation. Take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Close your eyes and feel into the space around your body. Now feel the space inside your body. There is no boundary, only vibration. Now say silently, I'm tuning into the version of me that already is. I feel the frequency of fulfillment, of power, of clarity. I no longer chase outcomes. I attract from alignment. Now breathe into that vibration. Hold it, expand it, anchor it. When you open your eyes again, you'll still be carrying it. Because vibration is not an event. It is a way of being. Closing. You are the frequency. You're not waiting for life to change. You're already vibrating the blueprint. The principle of vibration reveals that all change begins not in action, but in energy. Tune it, and the world tunes with you. If this message moved you, share it. If it reflected something inside you, subscribe. And if you're ready to go deeper, stay close. Because in our next episode, we'll explore the principle of polarity and how opposites are not enemies, but twins of the same truth. Until then, keep vibrating in alignment. Keep remembering what you are. And above all, stay eternal. Welcome, seekers, to the eternal mind, a sanctuary where opposites are not enemies, but portals. Today, we step into the fourth portal, the law of polarity. Imagine a pendulum swinging from one extreme to the other. Its power is not in the swing, but in the stillness at its center. This is polarity. Not division, but dialogue. Not conflict, but completion. You felt this law in heartbreak that cracked you open to deeper love, in frustration that sparked burning creativity, in pain that whispered, there is purpose in the ache. Polarity isn't chaos, it's symmetry. Let's begin. The Kybalion whispers, everything is dual, everything is poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. A magnet has both north and south. Remove one, and the magnet dies. Heat and cold are not enemies. They are measurements of the same spectrum. Joy and sorrow are not contradictions. They are notes in the same symphony. Without contrast, music doesn't move. Without polarity, life has no depth. The ancients understood. In Taoism, yin and yang swirl in eternal embrace. Light carries a seed of dark. Dark carries a drop of light. In Egypt, the mystery schools taught not to fear the dark, but to enter it, to mine it, to turn lead into gold. Because pain is unrefined power. Fear is courage waiting to awaken. Grief is love remembering where it once lived. This is transmutation, the art of using one pole to reveal the other. Rumi knew this. He lost his beloved teacher, Shams, and in the abyss of grief, he wrote, the wound is where the light enters. Loss birthed poetry. Grief became ink. Pain became portal. This law is not about escaping feeling. It's about leaning in until the other side reveals itself. Your brain is built in polarity. Left hemisphere, logic, order, control. Right hemisphere, emotion, chaos, creation. Society exalts the left. The spreadsheets, the metrics, the calendars. But when both hemispheres sync, gamma waves emerge. These are the waves of meditation. Insight, transcendence. Harmony isn't silence, it's balance. Even your nervous system knows. Sympathetic mode, fight or flight. Parasympathetic, rest and digest. Both sacred, both necessary. One protects, one restores. To live in only one is to burn out. To live in rhythm is to thrive. The middle path isn't mediocre. It's masterful. The Buddha taught it. Not compromise, but dynamic balance. Jung said, enlightenment does not come by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Hafez, the mystic poet, laughed and wrote, love lifts my left wing, and grief my right. Balance is not bland. It is brilliance. Real-world examples. Viktor Frankl found meaning in suffering. He didn't resist it. He turned it into therapy and healed millions. Malala Yousafzai was silenced by a bullet. That silence became a roar. Polarity doesn't destroy. It transforms. Your Alchemist's Toolkit. Key 1. The observer's lens. When anger rises, say to yourself, I'm not this anger. I am the one witnessing it. Conscious awareness dissolves identification. Key 2. The Pendulum Protocol. Identify your current emotion. Name its opposite. Now inhale the energy of that opposite. Exhale the emotion you're feeling. Not a leap, just a slide 1 degree closer. Key 3. The alchemical question. Ask, what is the gift in this opposition? What is pain teaching? What is fear protecting? What is failure refining? Polarity becomes portal when asked the right question. Myth 1. Positive vibes only. No, shadows suppressed become shadows louder. Healing is not always light. It is truth. Myth 2. Choose a side. Rumi said, beyond right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. That field is the still point between poles. That field is you. Myth 3. Pain is permanent. The Kybalion reminds us, everything flows, out and in. What hurts now is already softening. What feels final is only swinging through. You're not stuck. You're swinging. Guided alchemical visualization. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly. Exhale longer. 1. Identify your current pole. Is it fear, anger, overwhelm? 2. Name the opposite. Peace, clarity, joy. 3. Visualize a golden thread connecting both poles. Now breathe in the energy of the opposite. Breathe out resistance. Feel the center, the midpoint, neither extreme, but both. Stillness between. Closing. You are not the pendulum. You're the string guiding its arc. You're not light or dark. You are the one who sees both. Next time you feel the pull, don't resist. Reflect. Ask not, how do I escape this? But, what does this reveal? In the next episode, we enter the 5th portal, the principle of rhythm, the sacred beat beneath all things. Until then, when joy arrives, dance. When pain visits, listen. You are eternal. Dancing, where all opposites kiss. You're not broken. You're between waves. Welcome, seekers, to the eternal mind. Today, we explore the 5th Hermetic Principle, the law of rhythm, the pulse of the universe, the breath of creation, the movement behind everything that seems still. Everything flows, everything swings, everything cycles. What you call stillness is only a pause. What feels final is just a fall before the next rise. The moon moves, the tides rise and fall. The breath comes in and then it leaves. And so do you. Your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, your entire life moves in rhythm. You are not failing. You are following the swing. We mistake the descent for disaster. We think quiet means we're lost. We think falling means we're done. But that is only part of the law. The law says, what goes down returns. What empties fills again. What feels like the end is just the other side of the wave. To suffer is to resist the rhythm. to grip the joy and refuse to let it flow, to fear the sadness and fight its message, to demand stillness when movement is needed, or movement when the tide is resting. True power comes from trusting the tide, letting yourself breathe in and out, move forward and still, rise and fall, without fear, without force. The wave cannot be held. The ocean cannot be pushed. You must learn to float. And in floating, you return to wisdom. You are not only the swing. You are the stillness behind it. You are not the chaos. You are the rhythm remembering itself. Rhythm is not noise. It is intelligence. So how do we live this principle? Let me offer 3 practices. 1. Breathe consciously. Inhale slow. Exhale slower. Let your breath show you the pulse of the cosmos. 2. Honor your low points. The fall is not failure. It's part of the rise. Feel it. Don't fix it. 3. Build your life on your natural rhythm. Not society's pace. Not the rush. Not the grind. Ask yourself, when do I flow? When do I retreat? That is your truth. Final reflection. You're not stuck. You are in motion, even if that motion is still. When you forget who you are, remember the breath. When you feel low, remember the return. And when the wave comes back, welcome it. Because now, you know, in the next episode, we explore the law of cause and effect. Until then, rest deeply, move when called, and stay eternal. This is the eternal mind. Thank you for remembering the rhythm. Imagine standing at the edge of a tranquil lake at dawn. The first light of morning is barely visible on the horizon, and the world feels suspended in silence. You pick up a smooth pebble and toss it into the water. A small splash, then ripples expand outward in gentle concentric circles. Each wave climbs on the lake's surface, dances for a moment, and then falls back into calm. The water returns to stillness. In that quiet cycle, from stillness to motion, back to stillness, we glimpse the essence of nature's rhythm. This moment is no mere coincidence. It reflects a universal rhythm woven into the fabric of reality. Hermetic teachings speak of this as the principle of rhythm, the natural flow of all things, the ebb and the flow that shapes every moment of our lives. We see it all around us. Day follows night. Summer follows winter. Ideas flourish then fade, and new ideas are born. Every crest is matched by a trough. Every high begets a low. You might even call it the silent heartbeat of existence. Consider your own life. You've surely experienced peaks of joy and valleys of sorrow, times of abundant energy and times of quiet rest. Perhaps a celebration once felt as if it would last forever until it ended. Maybe a difficult season once felt endless until, unexpectedly, it transformed. These swings are not random. They're the pendulum of life, gently swinging between extremes. When we forget this truth, we suffer needlessly. We hold on too tightly to our peaks or despair too deeply in our valleys. For every long night, there will be a morning. For every long winter, a spring must come. All around us, nature teaches this lesson too. The sun unfailingly rises after every night, no matter how dark it was. Trees shed their leaves in autumn to prepare for renewal in spring. The tide rushes in to cover the shore, then recedes again. The rhythmic pulse of your own breath and heartbeat reminds you of this truth over and over. Even within your body, sleep and wakefulness alternate to keep you alive. Every muscle, every breath, every atom exists in a cycle of contraction and release. At first, this concept of constant change can feel unsettling. If everything flows away, what do we have to hold on to? The mind yearns for permanence. Yet herein lies the paradox. In accepting the ebb and flow, we actually find our greatest stability. Think of learning to swim. You let go of the shore, and only then do you discover your ability to float. Similarly, letting life ebb and flow makes you more graceful and strong, rather than causing you to break. In relationships and communities, we see rhythm too. Friendships and love have seasons, times of closeness and times of necessary distance. Even communities cycle through phases of growth and renewal. When you understand that people, like nature, need periods of rest and reflection, you become more patient with others. You learn to cherish moments of connection deeply and to use times of separation to grow on your own. This awareness brings compassion because you see that everyone's heart follows a natural tempo and everyone has a rhythm. Ancient wisdom across cultures recognized this fundamental reality. In the East, Taoists speak of Wu Wei, the effortless flow of the universe, and illustrate life with yin and yang, two opposite forces in a balanced motion. Hindu philosophy honors the cycle of samsara, birth to death to rebirth, reminding us that endings are beginnings in disguise. Indigenous traditions often symbolize life as a circle or a wheel, teaching us that we return to where we began, only on a higher spiral. Even the Ouroboros, the ancient image of a snake eating its own tail, shows the eternal cycle of beginning and ending. These symbols all tell the same story. Nothing ever truly stops, it only transforms. From the smallest particle to the furthest star, rhythm is everywhere. At the quantum level, light and matter move in waves. Neurons in your brain fire in rhythmic patterns. Planets spin and orbit in steady cycles. The day-night cycle, the turning of the seasons, the birth and death of stars, all are expressions of rhythm. Our modern world even runs on pulses and beats. Our clocks tick by seconds, our hearts keep steady time, and even technology is built on clockwork. Everything from music to math is built on patterns. Truly, rhythm is everywhere, in the smallest corners and the largest stretches of the universe. The Hermetic Principle of rhythm tells us something profound. Extremes never last. In the teachings of the Kybalion, this idea is made clear. Think of a swing or a pendulum. When it reaches one end of its arc, it must inevitably swing back through the center to the other end. No pendulum ever remains stuck at the top. Likewise, your happiest moments will eventually give way to times of challenge, and your challenges will swing back toward serenity if you allow them to. The key is understanding how to meet each swing from that balanced center, learning from every turn. That central point of the pendulum is what Hermetic philosophy calls the neutral center. It is the place of perfect balance and calm between the swings. When you stand at that center, you witness the motion of reality without being torn by it. You do not cling to the high or despair in the low, because you understand both are fleeting. You become like the eye of a storm, at peace, even as the winds of change swirl around you. In that still center, your spirit is unshaken because you're rooted in something deeper than the surface movements. Finding that neutral center is the path to true mastery. Instead of reacting wildly to every new wave of emotion or event, you learn to pause, observe, and adapt. When joy comes, you savor it fully, knowing it too will shift. When hardship arrives, you endure with patience, knowing it will also shift in time. You begin to ride the waves of life with intention, guided by awareness rather than swept away by impulse. Over time, this inner balance turns you into an unshakable presence, no matter what storms come. One simple way to find that balance is through mindful breathing. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath right now. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Each breath is an opportunity to tune in. This basic cycle is a living reminder that rhythm is at the core of your experience. By syncing your awareness with your breath, You make the neutral center accessible at any moment. Even the act of breathing itself becomes a meditation on the rhythm of reality. Another way is to align your actions with natural cycles. Work in focused bursts when your energy is high, and rest or reflect when it wanes. Embrace seasons of growth by planting seeds, literally or metaphorically, and honor seasons of rest by letting yourself recharge. Just as a farmer does not force a harvest in the dead of winter, you need not force your best performance during a time meant for healing. Listen to the subtle shifts of nature around you and tune your life to its rhythm. Life will inevitably swing from one side to the other, but remember, the tides do not turn without warning. There are clues in every cycle. The sun slows near the horizon before it sets. Markets may crest before a downturn. Your heart often gives tiny signals before anxiety arrives. Tune in to the smaller rhythms in your life, the little patterns of energy, mood, and circumstance, and you can anticipate the swings. You can learn to surf the wave rather than be washed out by it. Imagine you are a surfer on the ocean of life. The waves are powerful yet patterned. You don't have to stop the waves. That's impossible. But you can position yourself and adjust your stance. You learn to read the swell, shift your weight, and align your board. In moments of calm, you paddle out and prepare. When a wave approaches, you catch it with confidence. Even if you wipe out sometimes, you soon find your balance and the right rhythm again. This analogy extends to emotions too. Your feelings are like waves rolling through the sea of your consciousness. When happiness swells within you, allow it to lift you gently, fully present in its beauty. When grief or anger crashes over you, accept its raw power but trust that, like the ocean returning to stillness, peace will come again. Do not cling desperately to the peak of your joy, for it is a crest that will descend. Do not panic in your sorrow, for it too is a trough that will rise. Both states flow through you in time, shaping the whole. The more we accept and understand these natural swings, the less they control us. The more we fight against them, the more exhausted we become. Picture a leaf on a stream. If it resists against the current, it tumbles chaotically. If it floats and follows the current, it travels gracefully. This is the choice we make at every moment. We can either struggle against reality's rhythm, or we can dance with it. Each choice creates a very different life experience. In every challenge there is a hidden invitation. A storm invites the sailor to learn a new skill. A fall invites the injured to heal and grow stronger. A failure might even steer you in a better direction than you imagined. When you remain open to the rhythm, you become like a jazz musician improvising on stage. You stay present, you listen to the evolving melody, and you create something beautiful along the way. This perspective is truly paradigm shifting. It changes how you interpret every event. For many people, this way of thinking feels revolutionary. It is natural to fight against loss or cling to comfort. But imagine if you approached every high with curiosity and every low with hope. When you frame life's swings as part of a greater cycle, the fear of loss diminishes. You become a steady observer rather than a frantic actor. In other words, you gain perspective. What feels like a crisis is seen as a chapter, not the whole story. The wisdom of rhythm is meant to empower you in practical ways. For instance, start by observing your daily routines. Notice how some days you wake up with energy and others you feel drained. This is part of your personal cycle. Honor those differences. Schedule demanding work or creative tasks on your energetic days, and use quieter days for rest, learning, or gentle tasks. Similarly, look at your emotions. If you feel calm, delve deep. If restless, move and exercise. Over time, patterns will emerge. Maybe you discover that after weeks of intense effort, you inevitably need a break, or that certain times of day your mind is sharper. Learning your personal rhythm can be empowering. It helps you make decisions in sync with your natural flow. Treat your body and mind like living ecosystems. Observe, learn, adapt. This is the essence of self-mastery. The principle of rhythm is intimately connected with the principle of polarity, another Hermetic law. Polarity tells us that everything has an opposite, hot and cold, light and dark, big and small. These are actually extremes of the same thing. Rhythm is the motion between these opposites. In one sense, your sadness and happiness are the same feeling expressed at different ends of an emotional spectrum. The swing from one to the other is the rhythm that links them. Understanding this kinship of opposites dissolves much fear. You realize that what you resist exists for a reason and will transform into something else in due time. The wise person embraces both sides, knowing that midnight is only midnight because of noon, and the mountain is only majestic because of the valley beside it. One is incomplete without the other. Both are needed to define what each truly is. So how do we find this balanced center when life feels so chaotic? The answer lies in awareness and patience. Begin by simply observing the patterns in your own life without judgment. Keep a quiet journal, or just take a mental note. When did your day feel unusually smooth, and when did tension arise? Often the clues are right there if you pay attention. Then, consciously choose your response. In a surge of inspiration or energy, get moving, start that project, express that love, seize the moment. In a lull or slump, honor it. Take a walk, meditate, speak with a friend, or simply rest and recharge. Treat yourself as nature treats the seasons, sometimes productive, sometimes dormant, and always cyclical. There is no shame in slowing down when the tides say it is time. This is the heart of Hermetic mastery. It is less about controlling the external world and more about mastering your internal response to it. By aligning your inner rhythm with the rhythm of reality, you become unshakable. The world might spin one way and then another, but you feel steady in the middle. This steadiness is your power, your sanctuary, and it grows the more you practice. As part of the eternal mind journey toward Hermetic mastery and personal growth, we embrace this dance wholeheartedly. In every lesson, we uncover these universal truths to help you transform from within. The rhythm of reality is not an enemy. It is a dance partner guiding us toward wisdom. You are the dancer, attuned to a deeper, more profound music that flows through all things. Each step and each breath is an opportunity to embrace this awareness and let it change you. Finally, remember that every beat of the universal rhythm is sacred. Nothing is truly meaningless in this dance of existence. Every choice, every heartbeat, every breath resonates with purpose. Each pulse of life carries its own lesson and wisdom. If you listen closely, it can guide you to fulfill your highest potential and help weave harmony into the world. Even the smallest act of mindfulness, a kind word, a quiet breath, a moment of gratitude, honors this cosmic rhythm. In this way, your very presence becomes a blessing. In the end, recognizing rhythm changes not just how you live, but how you feel about living. Instead of seeing chaos, you begin to see the intricate choreography of life. Instead of being tossed by waves, you become the sailor who trusts her boat and sails. Your anxieties diminish as you understand. This too shall pass, and new cycles will inevitably come. You greet each moment as you would a familiar song, with understanding, acceptance, and even joy. In fact, when challenges arise, you may find yourself intuitively sensing their eventual resolution, trusting that a new dawn is coming. This awareness fills life with a lightness. Instead of fear, you feel curiosity. Instead of chaos, you feel flow. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by extremes, remember the lake at dawn and the pebbles ripple. Remember the steady rhythm of your breath and the calm at the water's center. In any moment, pause and take a deep breath. Simple acts like this are powerful. Even science shows that a few calm breaths or a walk in nature can reset your nervous system. Remind yourself that balance is waiting at the center of any swing, and that center is where your power lies. You can return there at will, even in the busiest moments. You are an integral part of this grand symphony of existence, playing a unique melody that rises and falls in time. Every note and rest contributes to the whole. For everyone else listening, your loved ones, your community, even the future, your rhythm matters. When you live in tune with the flow, you inspire others to find their own rhythm too. Your presence and your story add richness to the universe's song. Embrace the idea that you're not just dancing to the beat of life. You're helping compose it. Stay centered, stay open, and keep dancing to the timeless beat of the universe. You are one with this music, now and always, dancing in step with the cosmos. Welcome, seekers, to the eternal mind, where thought becomes law and silence becomes source. Today we open the sixth portal, the law of cause and effect. Nothing happens without reason. No event, no emotion, no outcome is random. What appears as chance is often just cause unrecognized. You are not at the mercy of life. You are a source code, writing reality. Let's begin. The Kybalion whispers. Every cause has its effect. Every effect, its cause. Chance is but a name for law, not yet seen. You are not floating. You are forming. You're not stuck. You're seeding. This law does not punish. It reflects. What you see began unseen. The flower was once a seed. The storm once a change in pressure. Your life today is the echo of yesterday's thoughts. What did you whisper before this happened? What did you dwell on before it appeared? Even your silence has consequences. Science agrees. In quantum physics, matter shifts when observed. Consciousness directs energy. Neuroscience reveals. Repeated thought becomes reflex. Reflex becomes belief. Belief becomes behavior. Behavior becomes your life. You are always broadcasting, even when you say nothing, even when you do nothing. The law is listening. The mystics understood. Neville Goddard said, "Imagination is the first cause." Napoleon Hill taught, "Desire, backed by belief, becomes real." Alan Watts reminded us, "You are not in the universe. You are the universe, looking at itself." Jung warned, "What remains unconscious will direct your life, and you'll call it fate." Your life is not accidental. That person who walked into your story, that opportunity that vanished, that delay, that breakthrough, all of it linked to past cause, subtle seeds, old signals, unseen choices, not punishment, not coincidence, reflection. So what do? You stop reacting and start planting. You speak from vision, not fear. You think with awareness, not loops. You become the cause, so life can reflect the effect. Your toolkit for causal mastery. Tool 1, the mantra of movement. Say this: I do not wait for change. I cause it. Let it echo. Let it become rhythm. Tool 2, the reflection ritual. Each night ask, what did I cause today? What did I allow? What did I invite? Clarity creates cleaner causes. Tool 3, the 72-hour trace. Look at the last 3 days. What did you think on repeat? Now look around. Does your world reflect it? It always does. Myth 1, it just happened. Nothing just happens. There is always a thread, always a signal, always a doorway that you touched. Myth 2, manifestation is magic. No, it is alignment. A pattern repeated. A frequency sustained. Myth 3. It's too late. No moment is beyond redirection. Every second is a seed. Choose again, and the universe begins adjusting. Reality is a response. You're not behind. You're building. You're not cursed. You are echoing. Shift your tone. Shift your timeline. Pause, and let life respond. Guided mental practice. Close your eyes. Inhale. I am the cause. Exhale. Life reflects me. Now visualize a pattern you are done with. Name it, then dissolve it. Replace it. Speak something new. Believe something deeper. Reality is already listening. Closing. You're not powerless. You are powerful beyond memory. Every thought you think sends ripples. Every word you speak creates momentum. Reality is your reflection, not your ruler. In the next episode, we open the final portal, the principle of gender, where polarity meets creation. Until then, speak deliberately, think wisely, and stay eternal. Welcome, seekers, to the eternal mind, where silence holds truth, and opposites meet to create the infinite. Today, we enter the final portal, the seventh law, the Hermetic Principle of gender. But this is not about man or woman, not about anatomy or identity. This is energy, creative polarity, the sacred balance that births reality. Let us begin. The Kybalion speaks. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. This law is ancient, but eternal. It whispers through your thoughts, your intuition, your voice, and your silence. Gender is not who you are. It is how you create. Everything begins in duality. Masculine is the spark, feminine the soil. Masculine is the word, feminine the womb. Masculine initiates, feminine nurtures. One directs, one receives, and when they unite, life is born. This is sacred gender. Within you, both exist. Every thought you speak, every dream you hold, is born of polarity. The masculine within you says, I will build this. The feminine within you whispers, I will become this. True creation needs both. No suppression, no domination, only union. The ancients knew. In Egypt, Isis and Osiris, divine opposites, whose union restored harmony. In Taoist wisdom, Yin is the moon, the night, the cave. Yang is the sun, the sword, the flame. One is not greater, one is not lesser. They dance, and in that movement, the cosmos turns. Carl Jung saw it clearly. Within every psyche exists the animus, the inner masculine in woman, and the anima, the inner feminine in man. He taught, to deny either is to invite the shadow. To integrate both is to awaken the self. This law is not about polarity versus unity. It is unity through polarity. What do these energies feel like? Masculine is discipline, structure, penetrating truth. Feminine is mystery, receptivity, creative intelligence. Masculine leads with clarity. Feminine follows with vision. Together, they make you whole. When you lack balance, you fragment. Too much masculine, and you burn out. Push, grind, collapse. Too much feminine, and you drift. Float, delay, dissolve. The key is flow between both. Polarity isn't opposition, it's rhythm. Your creator's toolkit. Tool 1. The inner marriage. Sit in silence. Say inwardly, I honor the masculine in me. I embrace the feminine in me. Now visualize them as golden spirals, intertwining at your heart. Tool 2. The creation code. Every dream needs masculine, intention, feminine, imagination. Together, manifestation. Ask, do I lack direction? Or am I not receiving enough? Balance the blueprint. Tool 3. The dance practice. Act, then listen. Decide, then feel. Lead, then surrender. Let life be the dance floor. You are both partners. Myth 1. Gender is physical. No, it's energetic. It flows through thought, through story, through archetype. You are not one. You are the bridge. Myth 2. Feminine equals passive. The moon controls oceans. Intuition creates empires. Stillness holds galaxies. Myth 3. Masculine equals dominant. True masculine is not force. It is form. It does not oppress. It protects. It focuses. It serves. Real-world union. The artist receives divine vision, feminine, and brings it into form, masculine. The entrepreneur leads with structure, masculine, but listens to instinct, feminine. The healer holds space, feminine, and speaks truth, masculine. When you use both, you create worlds. Guided union practice. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel both sides of your body. Left, feminine. Right, masculine. Now visualize them spiraling, not as opposites, but as lovers, as allies. The more they dance, the more you awaken. See them merge into a golden flame. At your center, this is the place you create from. Closing. You are not half. You are not divided. You are complete. Because you are dual. You are the sacred womb and the divine word. The storm and the sky. The creator is not masculine or feminine. The creator is the marriage of both. This is the final law, and yet the true beginning. For now, plant your intention, nurture it with soul, act with clarity, receive with grace, and stay eternal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.